Are we live? Yeah. Hello. Welcome. It's so nice to have you here. Thank you for joining me today. My guest today is Rachel Varga, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Rachel is a board certified aesthetic nurse specialist since 2011 with over 18,000 procedures performed, an international clinical trainer, published award-winning author in the field of plastic and aesthetic nursing, through education on skincare, skin and laser rejuvenation, non-surgical solutions, and healing lifestyle practices. Rachel helps inspire others with her unique toolkit to navigate and strategize aging
impossibly well.
Impossibly well, or amazingly well. Welcome, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to sharing some tips for your listeners here to help them optimize their skin health and really start to tune in to different signals that our skin might be giving us when things are kind of a little bit, not in balance on the inside.
What made you get into this line of work? How did you decide to do this?
Mm-hmm. Well, much like you with your path, I had a loved one pass away at home. My grandfather, my mother's a nurse.
Oh, wow.
My father's a carpenter. So, aesthetics is very much, structure, building, symmetry, forming, and nursing is very much healing. And I always loved the idea of helping others. I saw my mom just really get so much out of her work as a nurse and working with people in her line of work. And when I finished nursing school, I didn't feel quite finished with my education, if you will. So I then went on to, look into if becoming a naturopathic physician or a medical doctor was where I wanted to move into. So while I was working as a pediatric intensive care nurse, so I worked with children who breathed through tracheostomies for a few years while I was doing my medical school prerequisites. And, during that time, I had a rejuvenation treatment myself for softening fine lines, wrinkles. I figured out medical grade skincare because I'm very acne prone myself. And I really just actually thought that the care that I received in a clinic that I went to for support with that, I could have had better education, a little bit, more time with the assessment, more time with the education, and what I could be doing at home to promote a higher level of healing. And so I thought to myself, I feel like I'd be pretty good at this field. So I found a surgeon and promised him a year, and then I'd be off to med school. 18,000 procedures later, almost 10 years later, I found my passion. I just love helping people look good and feel good. But the more I am, really it's a bit ironic coming from someone like myself who has, basically made a living off rejuvenation. I really come full circle, much like you with your traditional background in as a medical doctor and then venturing into TCM. I love blending that holistic aspect of wellness from the inside out because I started to notice it in my clients in the clinic that we're 60 to 90, had never done a rejuvenation procedure before, but they were radiant, they were glowing. So actually this is really what excites me, as you can tell, just that inner radiance, that glowing. And that's my purpose. I'm just here to share that with the world.
That's so wonderful. Tell us about your daily routine that keeps you going.
Well, it's connecting with lovely souls like yourself that are on a similar mission, just to help people, live vibrantly, live well, feel good, look good, and enjoy this, life that we've been given. So how I wake up is I start with a grounding. I start with, much like you, a prayer of gratitude, grounding, just making sure that I'm clear. My body, my energy is clear. And then I obviously wash my face with my cleanser, much like this one here. And then I'll apply my moisturizer and my mineral-based sunscreen. It's very important to use a mineral-based sunscreen, not a chemical filter, because those are hormone disruptors. They kill our coral reefs. They mess with our water supply. And then I have my bulletproof coffee. I'll have black coffee with, some high-octane oil. And I will actually fast typically until about noon. I don't know why, but that just seems to feel really good for me. I'll have my supper and then I'll have my lunch. I do really well with fats. So like eggs or avocado for lunch. And then I'll have then I'll have my supper. It doesn't sound like a lot, but a lot of people are doing this type of eating. They're fasting for, 12 to 14 hours, and then they're having their supper. And it just seems to work for me, but it's so different for everyone. And then before I go to bed, I'll have my bath, with my bath oil. I'll just, enjoy that self-care. I'll turn my red light on as well. So I'm getting that red light exposure, which is great for your eyes. There's some anecdotal evidence coming out that I talk about in another podcast, that red light has, all of these incredible benefits that we're kind of starting to unpack, including possibly an ability to create more of an equilibrium in our body on different levels, which is fantastic. I'll have my Himalayan salt lamps going in my home, which you can see here. I have these everywhere, just to create like that nice ambiance in the evening. And then again, I'll say, a grounding, a clearing prayer, things like that. So that's kind of a non-negotiable. My husband is a professional athlete, so living healthily it's part of our daily living. He keeps me in check with making sure I'm exercising, and I keep him in check with, making sure he's doing things like dermal rolling and applying nutrients to his skin and wearing his sunscreen. So we work really well together. We keep each other balanced and in check, which is kind of cool.
That's nice. What are your most vibrant clients doing for themselves?
Well, I mean, let's just be kind of honest about this. We're seeing the same things. Yeah. And this is really cool because I started to just tune in to the subset of clients that I referenced earlier. Look at this beautiful sunset here, by the way.
I know, it's beautiful. Yeah.
That's never come through like that during an interview. So this must be
that's so nice.
Must be an extra special one here. So what are my most vibrant clients doing? These are men and women that are really doing everything they can to stay balanced, whether that's through their body, mind, spirit, energy practices. So body, really combining 3 different aspects of exercise. So that's weightlifting, right? To get that bone density happening. That's cardiovascular training to get your blood pumping, your chi flowing, and all that good stuff that you know all about. Right. And then also stability, flexibility, like things like Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, Pilates, and then having some type of meditation or spiritual practice, not necessarily religion, but a spiritual practice, very different, differentiation. And having a purpose. Why are they here? For you, doing your art that lights you up. For me, it's getting out in nature and learning about sort of like the future of how we can feel good, how we can continue to evolve together and support one another, through loving exchanges of information. It's a pretty wild time.
Yes, it sure is. Tell us a little bit more about what people can do to clear up their skincare, because a lot of people don't know a lot about skincare and they don't do very much for themselves. I'd love to hear what you do and how you educate people with skincare.
So this makes me think of JJ Virgin. She is a health and wellness icon, which, JJ Virgin, I know you do. And she polled her, her audience one day. And, why don't you do self-care, or could you do it more? It was something along that type of question. And the answer that a lot of people had was they didn't feel worthy enough. So a lot of times when people are like, oh, I don't want to spend this much on a moisturizer, or I don't want to bother getting a skin routine because I don't feel worth it. I don't feel like getting that, organic lettuce as opposed to that other one that's full of pesticides, because they don't feel worth it. So I want you to flip that script if that's you. I want you to do things that make you feel good. And the barometer for that is what brings you joy. If putting a antioxidant serum on the skin makes you feel good, if putting a body oil on the skin makes your skin feel good, if styling your hair makes you feel good, putting on your mascara makes you feel good, getting it out in nature makes you feel good, eating certain foods, doing certain things, seeing certain providers like yourself makes you feel good, do it. You do not have to explain it to anybody, but that should be your barometer. If it's bringing you joy and allowing you to kind of spend some time to love yourself. So let's get into the framework of how to clean up your skincare. I have a fantastic cheat sheet available. It's my sophisticated skin cheat sheet. You can just get it at rachelvarga.ca. That's my website. You'll see this little pop-up with a picture of my husband and I. And we have a couple of, really great gifts just to help you figure out how to clean up your act with what you're doing on your skin. So when it comes to clean skincare, I do recommend super clean, locally made body products. So that's like your body wash, your body moisturizer, your hand wash, your cleaning products. Go super clean. But when it comes to the face and you're wanting some type of skin improvement, so brown spots, fine lines, wrinkles, pore size, acne, sagging skin, all of that, I think with products, you'll appreciate this as a medical doctor, research-backed products that have been formulated in a way so that things like hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, vitamin E, retinol are stable, right? So that you're not getting any funky interactions where those really good antioxidants could potentially oxidize and become free radicals, which can do things to the skin, which we don't want, like oxidative stress, things like that. So keeping it basic, which I talk about in my skin cheat sheet at rachelvarga.ca, that's the basics, and I'm going to walk you through it. So cleansing the skin morning and night, moisturizing the skin morning and night, mineral-based sunscreen every day, but do get your sun exposure first thing in the morning and later in the evening without sunscreen so that you're getting that vitamin D synthesis, very important, and exfoliating the skin a couple of times a week. So those steps are really important, but then the next layer is, okay, what products are right for you? So that's where someone like myself comes in. I see what's worked for, thousands of clients over the last 10 years, what people keep coming back for, what gives results with smoother skin, less irritated skin, less sensitive skin, diffuse redness, rosacea, breakouts, all of that I can help you with. And the toxins that we need to avoid, you heard me mention the chemical filters, absolutely need to avoid avobenzone, oxybenzone. So if any of your beauty products have those, you need to turf them. And one other thing I want to mention are things that are readily available on our beauty counter shelves. So at the drugstore, at the, the different department stores, the beauty stores, it's almost like you can get a carton of cigarettes at your gas station, but just because that's available doesn't mean it's good for you. So you have to pay attention to the ingredients that are available just on the shelves. So avoid your chemical sunscreens and also parabens, phthalates, sulfates, artificial dyes, fragrances, and of course not tested on animals. You can also take it a step further and really look into the practices of the businesses of the products that you're considering using. It's kind of another layer that you can add to. That's very important. How we spend our money is important. We vote with our dollars, and keeping things clean is really where you want to go. So I can help you kind of navigate that.
Do you recommend certain organic skincare products, or because you were talking about things like hyaluronic acid and some of those are hard to get organic?
Yes. So you brought up a great point. I have had a number of conversations with top formulators. And what I find working with men and women through virtual calls, much like this, and also in the clinic, is that when people have been using all organic skincare, they find they're not really getting the results that they're hoping for. And so my opinion on that, with discussions with leading formulators, experts in the field, is that it's difficult for an all organic product to create a very stable product. So when you're working with antioxidants like vitamin C that will readily oxidize when exposed to sunlight or air, we do have to have some ingredients in there that might not actually be organic, but are still okay. As long as your products are free of the parabens, phthalates, sulfates, artificial dyes, fragrances, and not tested on animals, that should be your barometer. Okay. But what we want to do is have a stable final product where those actives are actually doing self-signaling. They're lovingly speaking to our skin cells to tell them to make happier collagen and just help things behave a little bit more optimally. There's a lot of science that goes into skincare. So I am a fan of what's called medical grade skincare, where companies are putting more emphasis in their research and development over marketing.
Cool. And do you have a line of skincare that you promote? Is that?
I work with about 10 different medical grade brands, and that's very interesting. The fact that I don't just work with one, because every line has duds and superstars. So when I'm making suggestions for people, which I do one-on-one skin consultations, which everyone tuning in, I'm offering a special gift. If you use the promo code Dr. Shiroko 15, you'll get 15% off of consultations with me, which can be scheduled at rachelvarga.ca. And I'll go through what some of your skin goals and questions are in a call like this, and then help you figure out how to mitigate those changes, and different at-home and rejuvenation options like dermal rolling or other light-based or laser therapies, and other options as well. And I think it's really great just to be smarter. So for example, you can get an antioxidant serum that's got things like vitamin C, E, and peptides, instead of buying 3 different serums, layering those on, and then there's a chance for those products to potentially have interactions. So there's some pretty slick things that are being made that are combining kind of the best of the best, and that's actually creating clinical improvements.
That is so awesome. I have a question. I have a client who has melasma and is only 50 and is concerned about how that's impacting his looks, and it's a man. And curious what you can offer or what suggestions you have for something like that.
Yeah. So in my experience, the best way to tackle melasma is you can actually take certain supplements. There's a particular enzyme in a brightening complex that I work with that I can share with you in a one-on-one call that actually helps to suppress on the inside the overproduction of melanin in the skin from the melanocytes, which is what's creating pigmentation. Very cool. So you tackle it from the inside first. Then you use certain products and a really good mineral-based sunscreen to help to reduce the overproduction of melanin. And then there's some laser options that are available. I cannot make blanket statements with laser modalities because someone listening might be the wrong skin type for that type of treatment. So that's all discussed privately. But there's so much that we can do. A lot of times, men will have brown spots, and a lot of times women will have problems with melasma during times of pregnancy, menopause, or their skin type is just a little bit more prone to it. So typically with melasma, internal supplementation, really good skincare with medical grade sunscreen, potentially using things like lightening agents or antioxidants. And then there's also treatments as well available.
And if a person wanted to consult with you and they lived far, far away from you, would you recommend a place where they could get laser therapy if they needed it?
Okay. Yeah, as part of my consultation, it's totally done for you. So we'll spend an hour, we'll go through your goals, I'll come up with a routine for you. We'll talk about various at-home options such as lifestyle tweaks, right? Dermal rolling, red light therapy, all this stuff. And then I'll walk you through some of the best, most effective, latest and greatest in-clinic options. And I actually teach physicians and nurses internationally on these topics. So I do have a number of colleagues spread around the world. But I also know what to look for in a clinic's website. What technologies they either have or don't have is often an indicator as to, do they care about results, right? Do they have subpar technologies that are going to, for sure waste your time and money? Or have they chosen to invest in some of the best technologies that are available today to give incredible results, like reduction of pore size, thickening up of the skin in the lower eyelid area, softening lines around the mouth using a laser non-injectably, so cool, and other technologies for reducing broken capillaries, diffuse redness, like with rosacea, brown spots, all sorts of things. There's so much that we can do. So I help you find people in your area.
Awesome. There's a question from the audience.
Perfect.
What can one do about edema, from Renee Brown? So do you want to answer that?
Hello, Renee. So first of all, edema. What are we talking about? Are we talking about like edema in the legs? Because that's something very serious that obviously
that's my job.
Yeah, that's your job. If you're talking about edema around the eyes, which you probably are, if you're tuning into this call and we're talking about rejuvenation, puffiness to the lower eyelid can be caused from a number of different reasons. A lot of times it can be structural. So, what's happening to your cheek volume? What's happening to the laxity of your lower eyelids? Do you have fat in the lower eyelid that could be repositioned somehow? Or do you have a propensity to what's called malar edema, which is in fact an accumulation of fluid? There's so many things that could be contributing to puffiness in the lower eyes, including migration of dermal filler or dermal filler placed in the tear trough that can cause a distortion of the lower eyelid. So I've listed off about 5 things that could be the root cause of it. So obviously without seeing you, it's a bit tricky. But yes, I'm happy to help you out with what could be potentially going on for you, and then ways to remedy that.
And then I have another question just out of my own curiosity. Can you tell me more about what red light does for you? Because I actually own one and I used it for a little while, but then I'm like, you have to hold it by hand, and it became inconvenient. So I stopped doing it.
Yeah, I have my red light therapy actually just on the other side of my office here, because I'll use it on my legs when I'm at my desk, or I'll even use it in the bathroom while I'm doing my skincare, my dermal rolling, which is great. It just creates this red ambiance in the room. So I'm going to share with you a resource, because this is a whole topic in and of itself. And the science is rapidly expanding the more that we dive into some of the benefits. So if you head on over to my YouTube channel, just look up Rachel Varga, Red Light Therapy, you'll see an interview with one of the creators of Juve, which is a brand of red light that is available at this time. There's many different brands, and there's lots to know about. So we talk about how to use your red light therapy, the benefits of it, some of the really cool anecdotal and clinical evidence that's coming down the pipeline. So there are different sizes of red light therapies you can use. There's going to be some that is kind of like subpar technology, like almost those subpar lasers that I was talking about earlier that are going to be a big waste of time and money. What matters with the red light is the energy of the light, and also the penetration of that light. You want to make sure that that red light isn't just like a white bulb with a red film over it, because I can share something with you guys. So I was at it was a plastic surgery conference. This was in Las Vegas. This is one of the biggest events in North America. I had been going to this event for a number of years. I basically get to learn with and from some of the top in the industry. Very exciting. So I was, the conference was set to begin the next day. I was just enjoying my time at the hotel. And I was kind of overhearing this gentleman talking about these, red light face masks that he sells. And he said, oh yeah, you can use this red light therapy and it'll save you the money of having to get a facelift for $10,000. It's like, really? So you have to use what's called wise discernment or wise discrimination when you're trying to figure out, is this product going to be right for me? Is that device going to be right for me? Is that treatment going to be right for me? And you kind of just have to trust your instincts. If something sounds too good, if it sounds too good to be true, chances are it probably is.
Got it.
It's like living vibrantly. It's not just one thing. It's really layering all of these different pieces of the puzzle in regards to the aspects of body, mind, spirit, and energy and self-care practices.
Is there anything else you'd like to add for my audience, or that you'd like to share with us for tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have a skin condition, like for example, a rash, or all of a sudden you're getting more breakouts, or you just feel like something's changed in your body, it's probably a good idea for you to seek medical advice. So you have Dr. Shiroko here, who is here to save the day. And, a lot of what we talked about here isn't medical advice. It's educational information. There's so much to know in the field of regenerative medicine and aging well. You can tell hearing me speaking, there's so many options, but there's a lot of pitfalls too. So I really feel for people that kind of don't really know where to start. But first things first, if you have a suspicious lesion, you need to get that checked out. Right? Someone like my skin type, I'm very prone to skin cancers. I'm getting my full body scanned next month. You got to stay on top of it. So if you're noticing rashes popping up, or different moles popping up, or changes, right? That potentially fluid. What are you eating? What's in your environment? Are you potentially exposed to something that's causing inflammation on the skin? it starts from the inside. So really start to get in tune and intuitive with your body, because your skin is our largest organ. It tells us a lot about it. So, but my final remark is, if you want to be vibrant, if you want to be radiant, you got to cultivate those holistic practices, which you do. You do a fantastic job of really bringing in the Western and the traditional Chinese medicine together, which I just think is fantastic. Just do what lights you up, makes you feel good. If it's going to be good for you, it's probably going to be good for your family, for your community, everything around you.
Thank you so much for joining us. It was very informative.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.